60 years ago, humanity sent its first message to the stars. A simple greeting carrying the melodies of Mozart and the Beatles, voices speaking in 100 languages, images of smiling children and sprawling cities. We weren't looking for conquest or resources. We just wanted to say hello to the cosmos, to announce that we existed, that we dreamed of friendship among the stars. The Valoran hegemony, an empire that had ruled the galaxy for 40,000 years, intercepted our message. Commander Cathron studied us for 3 months and warned his leaders that humans were dangerous, that we were survivors who never gave up. But the Council of 12 dismissed his concerns. They saw primitives with no faster-than-light travel, no energy shields, no real weapons. They saw prey. Admiral Corrin answered humanity's message of peace, not with words, but with fire. Kinetic projectiles fell from orbit at 20 times the speed of sound. Shanghai died first, 6 million souls in 30 seconds. Then New York, 4 million more. Then Mumbai, 8 million gone. 18 million people erased in 5 minutes. Families, children, dreams, histories, all turned to ash. They called it a submission protocol, a standard procedure they'd used on dozens of species. They thought killing millions would make us kneel, make us serve them out of fear. They broadcast their demand: surrender your world or be destroyed. You have 1 day to respond. The United Nations gathered in emergency session, representatives weeping, trembling, arguing. Some wanted to surrender, some wanted to negotiate, but Lu Wei stood up. Her daughter had died in Shanghai, and she said with cold determination, "We offered them our hand. They answered by murdering 18 million innocents. I will not bow, I will not serve, and I will not forgive." The vote was unanimous. Humanity's response was simple. Message received. We understand now. You will hear from us again. For 15 years, Earth went silent. The hegemony watched from orbit, convinced the humans had accepted their fate. But humanity wasn't broken. We were preparing. 8 billion people united as one species for the first time in our history. Chinese engineers worked beside American scientists. Russian soldiers trained with European pilots. Old enemies became brothers in arms because we all had the same enemy now. Dr. Yuki Tanaka spent those years in facilities hidden beneath Mount Fuji, developing faster-than-light travel, something that took the aliens thousands of years to create. We achieved in 15 years of desperate work. General Marcus Webb built the Shadow Fleet in secret asteroid bases, 173 warships constructed using reverse-engineered alien technology, crewed by 200,000 volunteers who knew they might never see their families again. Elena Vasquez, who'd survived buried under New York's rubble as a child, spent those years perfecting the very weapons that had killed her grandmother, turning alien technology against its creators. They thought silence meant surrender. They were catastrophically wrong. In the 15th year, on the night of Valoria Prime's greatest festival, when 3 billion aliens celebrated their empire's eternal dominance, the sky tore open. 173 human warships materialized above their capital city. Admiral Wei Jiang, who'd lost her parents in Shanghai, opened channels to all frequencies and spoke calmly. 15 years ago, you murdered 18 million of our people. You called it a submission protocol. You thought it would make us kneel. You were wrong. 18 million, that's the number you owe us. We're here to collect. The battle lasted 9 hours. 23 Valoran battleships destroyed, their proud defense fleet shattered. But this was just the beginning. The hegemony gathered 4,000 warships, determined to destroy Earth once and for all, to end humanity's rebellion with overwhelming force. But we knew they were coming. General Webb coordinated the greatest evacuation in human history. 8 billion people scattered to secret colonies across 1,000 hidden worlds, asteroid bases, frozen moons, stations in the void between stars. And Earth, our beautiful blue-green cradle, the only home our species had ever known, was left with one final purpose. When Admiral Corrin's fleet arrived expecting battle, they found an abandoned world. He smiled with satisfaction, believing humans had fled like cowards, and ordered the bombardment. Deep underground, automated systems activated. 10,000 antimatter charges, hidden in abandoned mines, buried beneath ocean floors, planted in dead volcanoes, detonated simultaneously. Earth didn't just explode, it cracked like an egg, the crust shattering into continental fragments, oceans boiling into nothing, mountains dissolving into rivers of plasma. The shockwave reached into space like the hand of an angry god, and 1,600 hegemony ships simply vanished, vaporized, their shields and armor meaningless against such overwhelming force. When the fire faded, Earth was gone, only a ring of cooling debris where humanity's first home had been. A pre-recorded message broadcast across the galaxy. Our cradle for your fleet. The trade was worth it. Was it worth it to you? The war ground on for 15 more years. Without our homeworld, humanity became impossible to find, but humans could find the hegemony everywhere. Admiral Zhang led relentless raids on supply convoys, shipyards, communication relays. One by one, the hegemony's 12 species sued for peace, abandoning the war, until only the Valorans remained, wounded, terrified, but too proud to surrender. 31 years after it began, the final human fleet surrounded Valoria Prime. 200 scarred human warships against 30 broken defenders. This time, when surrender came, Admiral Zhang laid out humanity's terms. Complete disarmament, reparations, trials for war criminals. When Beth Mora, the Valoran leader, asked fearfully about civilians, Zhang replied, "They will be unharmed. We are not monsters. We don't punish the innocent for their leaders' crimes." The next day, Zhang broadcast one final message to the galaxy, standing before Valoria Prime's beautiful vista. 15 years ago, you murdered 18 million of our people. You called it a submission protocol. You thought it would make us kneel. You were wrong. 18 million. That's the number you owe us. We're here to collect. 100 years later, on a world called New Terra, human children sit beside Valoran children in classrooms, learning about the war not as a lesson of hatred, but as a reminder of choices. Their teacher tells them, the hegemony chose to answer friendship with violence. Humans chose to answer victory with mercy. Every day you'll face choices. Choose kindness when you can, choose strength when you must, and always remember, the hand offered in friendship is more powerful than the fist raised in anger. And in orbit above that peaceful world, a memorial preserves one handful of Earth's soil, all that remains of humanity's first home. The plaque reads, "Earth, cradle of humanity, sacrificed so that others may live, so that none may forget." Beside it hangs humanity's eternal motto, 8 words that define who we chose to become. We choose to be better than you.